Hello, and thank you for joining this demo of Microsoft Dynamics 365 Sales. I'm Tom Hart, a pre-sales solution engineer at Boyer and Associates, and I'm excited about today's demo because I've worked in the custom software space for about 6 years now, and I was drawn to working with Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform because of the breadth and depth of these platforms or this ecosystem. There are some very solid core engineering principles that are guiding the growth of this platform. And to get a little more kind of tangible in what I mean there, let's dive into today's agenda. So we're going to look at what is Microsoft Dynamics 365 Sales and put it in the context of this larger ecosystem. Why choose Dynamics 365 Sales? And then we're going to get into a hands-on demo of the core functionality and some of the key integrations. So Dynamics 365 Sales is just one of the modules within the Dynamics 365 platform. So Sales is focused on helping sales teams manage complex relationships and sales processes. It enables sellers to automate and standardize important parts of their sales process while being flexible and configurable enough to adapt to the changing wants and needs of sales teams. So it's important to be aware that Microsoft Dynamics 365 Sales is built on top of Power Apps infrastructure, and you can build other low, no-code apps with Power Apps. And the Dynamics modules just happen to be highly, polished versions of Power Apps, but you can extend Dynamics 365 Sales with your own kind of line of business or very specific Power Apps, as well as the other parts of the Power Platform. So we'll see today how Power BI can extend a Power App such as Dynamics 365 Sales, and you're welcome to reach out to us for more information or explore more on the internet to see Power Pages, Power Automate, Dataverse, and how all of these different parts of the Power Platform have a real compounding benefit to them. We'll get to that more in just a moment, but one other piece to highlight that we're not going to cover today is a really emerging transformative part of the Microsoft ecosystem, which are AI copilots. We do have a full demo on Sales Copilot, and we'll put that link in the description so you can check that out as well. So continuing with why choose Dynamics 365 Sales, like I mentioned in the kind of what is Dynamics Sales, you can manage complex customer relationships and sales processes. And this type of functionality, in a lot of ways, is now fairly table stakes for a modern CRM system. So it's important to highlight what's possible here and some of the particular kind of benefits and features that Microsoft offers. And the real differentiator is or are the integrations. So integrating Dynamics 365 Sales with the rest of the Power Platform, like I was highlighting a little bit, as well as the broader Microsoft 365 and Azure ecosystems. So Microsoft is very focused on this integration and interoperability of the various solutions so that there are compounding benefits. Much like in a traditional finance investing mindset, where you focus on compounding interest and the surprising power of compounding interest over time, there's a similar force or effect at play with Dynamics 365 Sales, where the more an organization is invested in complementary parts of the ecosystem, the more you see these compounding benefits, where you can write once, for example, a Power BI report, and deploy anywhere from Dynamics to Power BI service, kind of standalone, or a Power Pages embed or a SharePoint embed. So that build once, deploy anywhere benefit really compounds the more that you work within this ecosystem, as well as accelerating business outcomes due to these native integrations. So rather than spending a lot of valuable IT and product team time on figuring out custom data schema and the data model integrations, a lot of that work has been done at a base level with Dynamics 365. And so it's easier to extend and maintain the functionality of these systems. And lastly, and this is really one of the biggest points, is benefiting from the ongoing improvements and investments that Microsoft is making in Dynamics 365. So like I mentioned, Copilot is really an emerging transformative offering, and it's going to be exciting to see what happens there. And we're already seeing early signs of where Copilot is showing up in Dynamics, and you have that compounding benefit from investing in this particular ecosystem. So enough theory, let's go ahead and get hands-on and see some of these features in practice. So we're going to look today at creating a new contact on the go from the mobile app, how you can update an opportunity with a business process flow, how you can chat in context within the CRM, embedded analytics. So this will be an example of Power BI within Dynamics 365, and how you can organize and export opportunities. All with this overarching benefit or focusing on the compounding benefits that come from using these features. Jumping into our demo environment here, I'm going to join from my phone and show how we can use the mobile app. Okay, so here we are in my phone, and we are looking at the Dynamics 365 Sales mobile app. You can see there is some recent contacts, recent records, reminders, search area. We can jump into meetings. So a lot of different functionality displayed in a nice user interface here. But for today's demo, let's go ahead and look at these recent records and see Peaches Ice Cream. So jumping into this account record, we can see a quick summary view here, or we can expand into the full record. And this is showing all of the detail that we have in our desktop application. So what we would see if we were accessing it from a desktop browser, but showing it here in a mobile format. Now, if I want to add a new contact, let's say maybe I'm doing an in-person visit to Peaches Ice Cream, and I met a new member of the team, and I'm going to want to follow up with them. So I go to that upper right corner, and I did quick create on contact. Now I can scan a business card, and this is a good example of AI functionality within Dynamics 365. So I've scanned that, and you saw it was a handwritten note, a good example of how you can scan an actual business card or just a quick note, and it is pulling in that information from the note. So we've got Carlos at, and just doing a quick review, it looks like it needed to correct Peaches and Cream. Otherwise, email and phone number all came through correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. So we've quickly created a contact from the mobile app using a scan business card. And now we could jump in, view that record, potentially add a reminder to follow up with Carlos, or perform a variety of other actions right here from within the mobile app. But for the sake of today's demo, let's go ahead and jump back into the desktop environment. Okay, so recapping the kind of quick benefit we were seeing there is right place, right time data capture. Having that mobile functionality is really helpful to make sure that your team can capture information, update records where they are, and not have to try and remember, likely forget some of that information next time they are actually at their desk. So now jumping into looking at updating an opportunity. Here we are in the full desktop kind of browser environment. So I'm accessing Dynamics 365 Sales through the Edge browser. You can use any major browser, Chrome, Safari, that you prefer. And we're going to go into this opportunity. Go ahead and collapse the side menu here just to give us more real estate. And you can see along the top here that we have a pizza tracker or a business process flow. And this feature is very helpful for standardizing a sales process, making sure that certain stages, all of these develop, propose, close stages that we see along the top here, are followed, along with steps underneath those stages. So let's say that we need to fill in customer needs and propose solution before we move on from the develop stage. So we'll say Power BI report and Power BI report. Identify stakeholders, mark that as complete. And with that information entered, we've now moved on to the next stage. There are some helpful analytics associated with this opportunity record. So if you wanted to see how long this opportunity was in each stage, what type of communication was performed within that stage, that analytics is available right here from within the system. Now, this is a great way, like I mentioned, to help standardize a sales team process, especially if you're onboarding a new team member, and you likely have multiple processes that need to work in tandem or in relation to one another. So we can go up here to the command bar, select the process dropdown, and switch process. So let's say we want to use the lead to opportunity sales process instead. You'll see we have a different series of stages and some different steps underneath those stages. One other highlight here is, let's say in the estimating stage, we need to save a estimate file to this opportunity. We can do that within the Files tab here, where we can have a SharePoint folder associated to this opportunity, and then easily track that information and collaborate with other team members, all from this Files tab here. So we can upload, open, edit these files right from the Files tab, and the business process flow can help us remember to do that at a particular part of the sales process. So now that we've seen how you can use a business process flow to improve team collaboration, let's take a look at chatting in Teams in context within CRM. So back here on the same opportunity record, we can go to the right sidebar, open up our Teams chat, and associate a chat with this particular opportunity. So you can see I have a variety of other chats available here. I can open those up just like in many other, LinkedIn or Facebook. So the chat opens along the bottom, and I can minimize or close. And I've already got a chat associated with this opportunity. And you can see when I first initiated this chat, it included this card here so that Dave, my chat recipient, could see which record I was referring to, and he could jump straight to that record from our chat, as well as get the high-level data to orient him to what we're discussing. So we can talk back and forth here. Hey, Dave. And he will receive this message on mobile, desktop, wherever he's using Teams, or right within Dynamics here as well. From my personal view, this has been a very helpful update to my workflow, and definitely use it to collaborate with other pre-sales and sales team members, where we can give each other quick updates on, hey, the estimate's available now on the opportunity in the Files tab. Please review and let me know if you need any other updates. So very helpful for simplifying our communication and keeping that communication in a shared context within CRM. So moving from communication to embedded analytics. If we go from this opportunity record, close out, see a preview of Copilot there. You're welcome to check out the full demo at the link down in the description. And let's jump to the account that is connected to this opportunity. So we've got Peaches Ice Cream here, and we have some account analytics on this tab along the top. And here we are seeing a Power BI dashboard that has been integrated into this account record in Dynamics 365 Sales. And this particular Power BI dashboard is actually being filtered based on the account record that we're looking at. So we can jump to another account record, to Acme Unlimited, and we can go to Account Analytics again and see different information. So this is being filtered now to Acme's particular context. We'll jump back to Peaches Ice Cream, and we're seeing the Power BI dashboard for Peaches Ice Cream. This Power BI dashboard is fully interactive, so you can click on a field or a visual within the dashboard and see the other visuals update. And that can be helpful for doing some quick analysis or slicing and dicing of the report. And we've got a couple other kind of notable features within this demo dashboard here. We have the smart narrative. So you can see if I select the qualify stage, it actually updates this natural language smart narrative that's describing our revenue open by sales stage. This smart narrative can be a helpful way to give some additional context or explanation. They're generated by AI here. So good to review and make sure it's generating the narrative that your team is expecting. Another compelling use of AI shows up in Power BI with the Q&A or questions and answer feature, where you can use natural language to query the dashboard or reports that you are looking at. So with this embedded dashboard, we can ask a question such as top 10 opportunities So it's giving us a filtered view of top 10 opportunities just based on a natural language query. And if we wanted to get into a little bit more detail, we could do top 10 opportunities for this account by revenue open and rating of hot as a table. Now Q&A is going to think for a moment and then return a table view showing the top 10 opportunities for this account by revenue open and rating of hot. There we go. So now we can see rating of hot. And if we scroll over to look at revenue open, this looks like it checks out from our other list of top 10 opportunities. And we can export this data to work with it in Excel as well, or maybe share it with another team member. So a good example of how we can interact with data, an embedded Power BI dashboard, and then export and work with that in another part of our workflow as well. And a good example, of bringing Power BI into Dynamics 365. What we've seen with embedded analytics is how you can bring Power BI into Dynamics 365 and help your team increase data-informed decisions by surfacing those analytics right within their natural workflow within CRM. Lastly for today, let's look at organizing and exporting opportunities. So if we go back into CRM here and jump to the opportunity section, you can see we've got this list view of the open opportunities. Now, these list views are very helpful because you can edit the columns that are included. So let's say I want to add in budget and created by and description into this view, and I can drag and drop. So budget want to see at the top, maybe created by here, and I'll keep description down at the bottom. Now when I hit apply, I can see my this budget field is not relevant. So I can go ahead and remove it and drag up my estimated revenue, which is the field that I'm looking for. So I hit apply again, making some quick changes on the fly here to my view. And I can scroll over to see the description field here as well. So I've edited the columns, rearranged them. I can change how it is sorting. So maybe I want to see estimated revenue, largest to small. And then I want to save this as a new view for largest opportunities by revenue. So I hit save, and now I have this new personal view helping me organize and work through my opportunities more quickly. And I can add additional filters here with conditional logic if I want to. So maybe I'm going to go by territory or make sure status equals open, or open, won, and lost if I want to review all of my largest opportunities and do some retrospective analysis there. So a lot of good functionality built in such a way that it's intuitive to work with. And now that I've got this filtered and the column selected that I want, I can actually export this data right to Excel. And I can open it here in Excel Online. And maybe I want to share with a team member who doesn't have access to Dynamics 365, or I want to do some color coding or additional functionality within Excel. It can be a really great way to work with data in and out of the system. And then when I'm ready, I can even re-import this Excel spreadsheet to pull that data back into the system. And I could actually, just update records here and hit save. So that was a quick look at how you can organize and export opportunities to improve efficiency as you're working in your kind of preferred tool, Dynamics 365 or Excel or another tool. So recapping what we've seen today, we've got the create a new contact on the go, updating an opportunity, chatting in context within CRM, embedded analytics, and organizing and exporting opportunities, all with this overarching focus on compounding benefits and how, as you work with these features and the broader Power Platform, these features really start to have a flywheel effect and working well together to increase your team's efficiency and efficacy. And you don't just have to take my word for it. There is a great study here that Forrester and Microsoft worked on to analyze the total economic impact of implementing Dynamics 365 sales. So you can see some nice quantitative analysis to add to the more qualitative description of benefits that we've been talking through today. And if you want to dive in and read the complete study, you can access it with the short link on the screen here. Thank you for joining today's demo. If you'd like to learn more about Boyar, we've got our website here. You can learn more about Dynamics and try a trial of Dynamics 365 sales here. Or you're welcome to connect with our info@Boyar email address, as well as myself on LinkedIn. And best of luck as you get going with Dynamics 365 sales.